Good Monday afternoon to you. Welcome to the Jon Sanchez Show on News Talk 780 KOH. It's a pleasure to be with you and a pleasure to be with my brother, Dr. Dennis Sanchez, the AI doctor. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing phenomenally well. It's
Happy
not
pre-Thanksgiving
raining.
to you.
It was probably like 75 degrees here today, so it was beautiful.
Can't beat that. Can't beat
Mm.
that. And you should tell the audience where that place is that you are at.
Well, I can't. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I am. We moved to beautiful
I did not.
Atlanta area in 2019. So it's, in the Southeast and do everything in the Southeast now.
Yep. We lost a West Coast boy to the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll get you back here one of these days.
Or the other way. A lot of water this way.
All right. We'll get. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Also hurricanes.
Not where we live, just maybe
Goodness.
occasional tornado.
I know. Occasional tornado. That's all. All righty, folks. Well, let me tell you what we have lined up. Very, very wonderful topic that we're going to be discussing with you after I go through the stock market recap of the day. Good, solid session today. Nice way to start the week by all means. But we're going to get into an interesting situation, and that is this. There's a very powerful new frontier that I'll give Dennis all the credit that he uncovered out there. And it's funny that he uncovered it because myself, him, my daughter Bailey, who's the producer of the show, runs our marketing at the firm, my other daughter who runs our compliance at the firm, we are a family of preneurs. What we are becoming are a family of AI familypreneurs. So Dennis approached me with this idea a couple of days ago. He goes, "Hey, bro, listen, we need to kind of graduate, in a sense, from the solopreneur idea, AI solopreneur, to this family AIpreneur." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, look at our entire family is are entrepreneurs, right? And we all are using AI more and more each and every day, thanks to Dennis and his expertise in the topic." I thought, you know what? This is so true. And then, Dennis, you went on to talk about something that has resonated with me ever since you and I discussed this a few days ago. And that is the issue of family, right?
Mhm.
Family is everything to the Sanchez's. It's everything to our firm. We have a saying in our firm, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart when I say this. We walk the walk, we talk the talk, and that is our clients are our family. They are not a number. They're not an account number. They are our family. Everything we do is family oriented. And you went on to say, let's teach the audience about this great new thing where, again, unfortunately, there's the negative, as we discuss each and every Monday with you, so many people losing their jobs. But at the same time, we're seeing another impact going on, Dennis, and that is where, kids, and I say kids, I mean young adults, are moving back home. They're under the same roof as mom and dad. Sometimes we're seeing even the grandparents moving home, right? Because they don't want to go to an assisted living. I mean, I have a lot of clients, Jason. I have a lot of clients that are in the situation. They've got their adult children living there, and they got mom and dad, living out in another house on the property, or a dwelling unit, whatever it may be. And it's like everybody is under this one roof. And if you look at the success of family, Dennis, in many, many cultures around the world, they never send any family members off to an assisted living facility or anything like that. It's all about the family. You look at how they build businesses. How in the world do you look at, just use an example, the Asian culture, right? I love watching cooking shows on Asian cooking, right? The Japanese, the Chinese, whatever it may be. These are restaurants that have been in the family for, sometimes hundreds of years. I was reading one about this world famous sushi chef. He's like 95 years old, still goes in every single day and cuts. And you and I were joking the other day, I think it was you and I, not Jason, and his son, who has worked for him for 50 years, is still like, "Dad, I'm ready to really carve up one of these, 900-pound blue tuna. Do you think I'm ready yet?" But that's what that whole culture is about. And that's why their businesses last so long and they create family legacies. And I think the most important thing is, Dennis, is they're working towards a common goal. And that common goal is not, little Johnny being rich or Sister Sally being rich. It's the whole family doing well financially. I mean, there is nothing, folks, I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, there is nothing more rewarding as a parent than to see your child, or in my case, my children and my brother, joining the business that I started 36 years ago, and having them join and seeing them grow mentally, physically, financially, etc. It far outweighs any success that I have ever felt building this business on my own. When I can, and I've told you and I've told Bailey this, and my older daughter Brooke, nothing gives me greater pleasure than to be working with all of you each and every day. I thank God in my prayers for you guys, and that you were able to join. I've got the best family to be in the business. I got the best partner in the world. I am a truly blessed man. And I want to share that, Dennis, or thanks to your idea of familypreneurship, I want to share that idea with everybody else, because again, what you have brought to the table on this show and into our firm is the AI side of it, right? The old days of being able to start the business, and much less start a business with an entire family. My gosh, it was almost impossible. Rarely did you ever see that. But I just think, again, as I many times have I said, and I'm going to say it one more time and then I'll shut up, 8 to 10% unemployment, folks, I think is where we're going to be in a few short years. Read about it. It's not just me saying it. There's a lot of people a lot smarter than I am are saying the same thing. And I tell you what better way to counteract that than to
Mhm.
build a great family business utilizing AI? So now I'll shut up. That's just speaking from my heart.
I don't know how to follow up on that, except that, when I first kind of stumbled on the whole familypreneur model, it was in a discussion about all the different types of entrepreneurs that are merging around AI. We had the solopreneur, as we know. Excuse me, getting over that cold still.
Yes,
We
you are.
also
No
have
worries.
young solopreneurs. I mean, they're teenagers
Hmm.
that are doing side hustles and things like
Yeah,
that.
literally.
And yeah, and then there's another group, the familypreneurs, which I thought, wow, that's the first time I've ever heard that name. And I look it up, and sure enough, there are people out there that, there are sites and things that are going on. The people that's already being recognized. It's almost like,
Big, like you were saying, like massive conferences that are
yeah,
being
yeah.
put on already by people doing this. Yeah,
You'd have to say it's a really cool thing that so much attention is on the American family. But I would also have to say is
I
these
love it.
same trends are going on around the world, because AI isn't just, as much as some people would like to think, an American thing. It's actually all over the world. And of course,
It's not
there's
just in the U.S.
some family businesses that are a lot older, like you said, in other countries. So we got, it's almost like we just woke up and realized the American family model has changed quite a bit. There's these new dynamics, and of course,
Yes, it is.
bringing in the unemployment and that part of it,
Broken.
it's
It's
just
broken. I'm
one
going to help
dimension.
fix it.
Yeah, and then like you said, the multi-generational, the parents living, and it's that Gen Z group that is coming home, being, high student loans, living at home, kind of saying,
Yep.
I'm not really interested in getting married. So you got people getting married later, and then pushing off having children. So it's all changing before our eyes. Bottom line is, there's a lot more people at home right now.
Yeah, there absolutely is. Like you said, of all
Yeah.
generations. And what we're going to help you understand and teach you about this afternoon on the show is how you can take advantage of this, right? If you have
Hmm.
that family dynamic, which I know many of you do, that you're like, what can we do as a family together? And I'm not talking as a hobby. I'm talking seriously creating a business. And for those of you that maybe, let's say it's called the sandwich generation, by the way. I've used the term before, and that's where you're quasi responsible for your children and you're quasi responsible for your parents,
Hmm.
and you're stuck in the middle, right? You're trying to figure out, how in the world am I going to afford to do all this, right? I'm supporting everybody and I'm trying to save for retirement and do everything else. You can do it, and you can do it very, very well. Because what AI is allowing us to do, folks, is Dennis and I were having this discussion this morning, is make money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you're working or not. I mean, literally, if you set up the proper business, that thing can be churning business for you, churning income for you, hour by hour, day by day, week after week, and year after year. And then you just build upon it. Because remember, folks, if you're, what new entrepreneurs, Dennis, always fail to think about is two things. Number one, that I've seen. Number one, they never build a business to sell it, right? No one ever thinks
Hmm.
about, what's
Yeah.
that end game? Do I ever want to get out of this? So that's one mistake that we always like to try to overcome. And the second is, you have to build your business for cash flow. It's not, I don't care. I don't care if your business does $5 million a year, but if you're spending, if it's costing you 4.9 million, to
Hmm.
operate it because you got a big fancy office or thousands of employees, whatever the case is, it doesn't matter. But you take the solopreneur or the familypreneur and they're lean and mean, right? Everyone's working towards the same goal. And you're looking at profitability of 50, 60, 70,000 or 1,000% if you do it
Yeah.
correctly. And that's what technology will allow you to do. You no longer need a storefront. You no longer need employees. But guess what? You got the family, and we're going to help you build that wealth for the family, something that can last for generations. And then the last thing I want to throw out there, Dennis, that you and I discussed this morning was this is just one stepping stone. I
Hmm.
foresee with the way technology is changing and what we have at our fingertips with AI, that if we fast forward the clock, I don't know, 5 years, I don't think it'll be any longer than that, probably be sooner. You're no longer going to have the entrepreneur being a one dog pony show or one pony. What is it? One pony show, meaning they just have one business. They're going to have multiple. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they're going to have multiple businesses that are
Yeah.
all spinning off cash flow and income for the family. And that's because, again, with technology now, these businesses can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without really any human intervention. And that's the part that gives me goosebumps. That plus, let's bring this family unit together back into America. Let's bring it back together. We're fractured. There's so much unity in numbers versus just trying to, your son goes off and tries to do one thing, sister tries to do another, mom and dad are doing one thing. No, let's try to come together. Nothing says you have to stop your normal jobs, your normal businesses, but
Mm.
try to come together as a family. And I'll tell you, folks, there is no better reward in the entire world of doing that. So there's where that's said. You can tell I'm passionate about it. I'm also passionate about the market. We'll talk about it when we come back. Let's turn it over to Kristen Snow right now, Traffic Center. Hello, Kristen. Welcome back to the Jon Sanchez Show on News Talk 780 KOH with my brother, Dr. Dennis Sanchez, the AI doctor. Our topic after I do the stock market recap, the AI familypreneur, building family legacy businesses in the age of automation. All right, boy, so many things to talk about. Let me get to the stock market side of things today. Nice way, as I said earlier, to start off the week. We really carried forward on the momentum that occurred on Friday. Again, we did an about face on Friday when Fed Williams, voting member, of course, came out and in roundabout way saying he's, all for a interest rate cut in December. And the market took off. We had almost a 500-point gain on Friday, 493 to be exact on the Dow. NASDAQ was up 195. So we had, like I said, a lot of momentum coming into today. So here's how we finished. A 203 gain on the Dow, 0.44% to a close of 46,448. NASDAQ rose 599 points. Can you believe that, bro? 599 points. 69% thanks to AI surges I'll tell you about here in a second. And a 102-point gain on the S&P 500, 1.55%. You just shake your head, man. Oil for the day, 80-cent rise, 58.86. Gold up 15.20 an ounce, 4,094.50. Down 3 basis points on the 10-year at a yield of 404. One of the driving forces Dennis and I were just talking about during the break, one of the driving forces between Friday's gains and today, our friends over at Google, Alphabet, the parent company, of course, another massive move today. Stock up $18.82. That was a 6.28% gain. And you add that to Friday's $9.67 increase, up 3.3% on Friday. And so, you're talking the stocks moved over 10% in 2 days. Very substantial move. Again, Friday they announced their Gemini 3 AI model that everybody's very, very excited about. Well, follow me here, folks, as I talk about some of the movers. What's the underlying common denominator? It's AI. Tesla today, big standout, $26.41 rise, 6.75%, 417.50. Elon Musk said, we're ready to come out with our next chip, and we plan on making a new one about every 12 months. So notice that's sooner than what NVIDIA does. And so in some situations. So Tesla rode the AI revelation today. NVIDIA, speaking of which, 2.05% gain, up $3.67, 182.55. Broadcom in the semi space, AI driven, $37.76 gain, up 11.1%, 377.96. And Micron, up $16.56, 7.99% increase to 223.93. Okay. I don't need to tell you anymore. It was an AI-driven rally on Friday, AI-driven rally today. Now, I was joking with Dennis during the break. I have CNBC up in front of me. And just to show you how important AI is to this market, here are the headlines that are just on the homepage, Dennis, of CNBC. Amazon to spend up to $50 billion on AI infrastructure for the U.S. government. Next story, AI super PAC launches $10 million campaign pushing uniform national policy. Anthropic unveils Claude Opus 4.5, its latest AI model following a $350 billion valuation. Let's see here. There was one more. OpenAI announces shopping research tools in its latest e-commerce. I mean, Dennis, the majority of the stories are AI related. No,
Wow.
hey, Johnson & Johnson did this, or Caterpillar did this, or it's just that way every single day. But before we get to our topic, you brought up a very interesting point. And I want to throw this out there to everybody. Folks, what are you doing to be involved in AI? Are you investing in it in your investment, your brokerage accounts? Are you involved in it at work? And I'm talking more so, let me specify, how are you financially involved in AI?
Mm-hmm. What's your
And this great
stake in AI?
topic you've created today, Dennis, the Familypreneur, this is a way to get involved in this life-changing new technology.
And you know what? Getting what we're talking about is hands-on involvement, right? And it's that hands-on involvement is going to open up your understanding of the technology, because you're going to start, when you shop for the right tools and things like this, there's all kinds of them out there, hundreds of them every day. You're going to become more aware and you're going to pay more attention, but you're also going to ask yourself, how is that going to help me in my business? And that's where I struggle a little bit with these announcements, because I feel like, wow, PR is sure a good place to be, because these announcements are coming out so regularly. But what value is a $50 billion investment in, in infrastructure to me? How is it going to help me? Am I going to make more money? So I think that's going to become criteria for how we make decisions, especially when we're choosing
So my
which
answer to
platforms.
that is, yeah. But my answer is this, and this is why I'm so absolutely bullish on solopreneurship, familypreneurship,
Mhm.
etc. Let them go spend the money on this.
Yeah,
Let them make their billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. Because guess what, folks? They're only going to make it if you're successful. So a new
absolutely.
data center opens up, right? And let's say it costs whoever starts this thing, I don't know, whatever, $8-10 billion. Well, folks, guess what that data center is going to do? It's going to allow you to jump on your favorite AI engine, whether it's Copilot or ChatGPT or Gemini or any of these that are out there, and be better, smarter, faster than where
Mhm.
we were yesterday because of this new technology. Because you have to have data centers. You have to have big money behind you, meaning these companies, to make it work. Now, will there be casualty? Absolutely. We all know that. I still firmly believe in my heart of hearts, we're going to look back again, whatever, 3 to 5 years from now, and it's going to be like a lot of technology, which is you're going to have a few stragglers, some of the names that aren't household names right now, Dennis, but you're going to have the ones that have the big balance sheets, the Microsofts, the
Mhm.
Googles, the Apples, and so on and so forth, that will survive. And they will gobble up these younger companies that all of a sudden have these crazy valuations and have great technology. They'll just gobble them up. And those entrepreneurs will go on to something else. That's the great thing about America. Just you get out of one, you go to something else. But in the meantime, you and I and everybody else out there that wants to utilize AI to make our personal and our business lives better, our business lives more profitable, we're going to be the real beneficiaries of this, in my opinion, but
Absolutely.
only if you can adapt it and get onto it and learn. And most importantly, folks, I keep stressing this every Monday we have Dennis on. You have to take action. This thing is changing so fast that you can't sit back like the old days and get analysis paralysis, right, bro? You got to go, look at, here's my idea. Here's my plan. I'm going to do it. Or as you keep saying, build it and they shall come, right? Many times that's the great thing about AI. And so many guys and gals are doing that. They're just going out there and go, hey, I'm going to have this new business. And then they test the waters and see, because it doesn't cost them anything. They can do a bunch of social media posts, et cetera, test the waters and go, wow, I just got a bunch of people saying they want it. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and fund the business. No longer do we, go out and lock ourselves into a 5-year office lease and hire a bunch of employees and hope the idea is going to work. Now you can test the waters for basically no cost.
If you remember when we started doing these podcasts together, we emphasized the theme, find the positive side of AI in your lives in one way or the other.
Yes,
And all
you're
we're
right.
doing right now is bringing another idea forward, another way to find the positive side. You can just look at those headlines and laugh and, know that it doesn't really matter until it really benefits you. And there's so much that can benefit
Yes.
anyone who wants to start a business right now. But now we're saying, if you take a step back, In fact, the family business model, the familypreneur, may have a better chance of surviving than the solopreneur. I mean, it's you got the dynamics.
Absolutely.
You've got your social network already around you, supporting you. You've got a diverse team. Look around your house right now. Your kids, your relatives, whomever. You've got a team there with a diverse set of talents and stuff like that. You
Yes,
put it all together, and
exactly.
it's you got a great team.
You do. Built-in board of directors, as I like to say. All right, we'll we'll just get into our discussion. We're going to start with one very important point: 5 powerful reasons why now is the time to become an AI familypreneur. That's going to be our focus for the rest of the show. Let's turn it over to Jack Saban. He's got news, traffic, and weather. Hey, Jack. Welcome back to the Jon Sanchez Show on News Talk 780 KOH with my brother, Dr. Dennis Sanchez, the AI doctor. All right, we're going to go through, again, helping you think about this familypreneurship idea that we have. Again, this is going to be the way of the future on top of solopreneurship. But before we do, I want to throw something out there that we offered you last week, and I want to do it again. Before you get into solopreneurship, familypreneurship, etc., you have to learn the basics like anything else in life. And there's no better way to do it than with a course that Dennis has put together. It's a Microsoft 360 Copilot training solution designed for familypreneurs. Now, here's what you're going to get for a whopping right, bro? 199 you're giving it to my audience for?
For
That's it.
a household. That's the difference.
For the household. For the household. Yeah, not just one, but for the household. You're going to get 4 weeks of unlimited access to Microsoft 365 Copilot, Microsoft 365 core applications, videos, training materials, and live events through Brainstorm LMS online platform. You're going to get curriculum custom created for familypreneurs that Dennis has put together, seeking a strong foundation in AI skills, how to create, how to run, and how to scale the family business. 30 days free access. In addition to the Perform AI community coming soon, free copy of the Rise of the Solopreneur ebook that Dennis authored, and offers limited to one household for up to 5 members. Again, 5 members. So how do you take advantage of this offer? Very simple. Go to his email, dennis@performai.ai. That's
Sorry,
Dennis
buddy.
at performai. I'm sorry. Dr. Dennis Sanchez at Dr. Dennis Sanchez at performai.ai. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
And take advantage of this. I mean, what a great thing to do, Dennis, over the holidays, right? We got, hopefully a lot of people get, 3 or 4 days off towards the end of this week. You got Christmas coming up. Start the new year. You got to start thinking about the new year. What are you going to do to improve yourself? What are you going to do to get on the AI train? This is where it starts. You have to learn the basics. What's this thing called AI and the whole thing? And then you move into the entrepreneurship, the solopreneurship, or the familypreneurship. You're going to have it all ready to go. All right. With that said, now there is that. Let's get to our first issue, which is, again, we want to talk about 5 powerful reasons why now's the time to become an AI familypreneur. All right. We've kind of run through these first 2, bro, so I'm going to kind of skip over, but you got some stats in these I want to talk about. So the first one is the economic pressures are driving creative solutions. So in 2024, just last year, folks, listen to this. Americans filed over 5.2 million new business applications. That is a record high. Why'd they do this? Well, very simple. Wages are not keeping up with the living cost. Families need extra income streams. Entrepreneurs, folks, it's just not trendy. It's becoming a necessity. Talk about Gen Zs and millennials, especially. They love owning a business as more desirable than climbing the corporate ladder. They want their freedom, unlimited income freedom, unlimited freedom to travel, do whatever they want to do. They love that. And let me tell you, after dealing with my kids that are involved in this, for us old folks, they can run circles around us in a lot of senses. I'll be the first to admit it. So if you have a teenager, late teenager, or 20 or 30 something minimum age child in your family, your home, let me tell you, take advantage of them as you build your familypreneurship. But again, they love this. Folks, it is so expensive. Dennis, I saw a story this morning on CNBC. They were talking about the rising cost of vehicles. The average vehicle in America costs $50,000. The average car payment now is, I think they said $750. So it was just north of $700. Well, if you're out there making, an average wage in Nevada is, $53,000, $55,000 a year, that doesn't leave much money for mortgage and food and our apartment rent or anything else. People, as things get more expensive, we're never going back. Remember this, folks, prices never drop in most areas of our life. Your income has to be the only thing that increases, and familypreneurship is the best way to go. Anything you want to add to that first point?
No, I would just ask this a rhetorical question. What family wouldn't appreciate another income stream just for whatever reason? I don't care. Maybe that's so you can go have great family vacations or you could do something, but this is just part of the
Save for a
uh,
wedding.
yeah.
Help your kids save for a down payment on a house
Yeah.
so they can get out of the
Absolutely.
house.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, sky's the
Hey, that's
limit.
a smart. Yeah.
Yeah, see? Everybody wins off of that one. All right, I want to
Yeah.
squeeze in the second point. Multi-generational, speaking of which, households are built in teams. Now, take a look around your house. There's multiple generations under one roof. If the answer is yes, you're not alone. 0.5 million young adults live with their parents in 2023. You add grandparents into the mix, and now you've got a very much of a powerhouse team. They're tech-savvy youth, experienced elders, and maybe even some startup capital. What a novel idea, bro.
Mhm.
What a novel idea. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, do you not think that they want the family to succeed? Sit down with your grandparents. If they have any financial means, you throw this idea out there like, hey, you know what? We want to start a family business. Watch and see them open their checkbook because every person wants to see and create a family legacy. And that's how you do it with a business. So I love that point, Dennis. You know, again, it's so much fun. Everybody's working together, collaboration, moral support. Turn it into a great family business. You have an advantage over so many other people when that whole family's involved. All right, we're going to come back with point number 3, technology. Lower barriers to entry. Oh, yes, it is. We're talking about Familypreneurship with Dr. Dennis Sanchez, the AI doctor. Let us wrap it up with Kristen Snow. She's in the Right Nut Traffic Center. Hello, Kristen. Welcome back to the Jon Sanchez Show on News Talk 780 KOH with my brother, Dr. Dennis Sanchez. Once again, his offer $199 for, I'm not going to go through, I don't have the time to go through everything to make you an AI confident preneur. I mean, that's the bottom line. You have to
Yeah.
go through the basics and understand this, and then all of the different ideas, right? We got to start at the foundation and build upon it. Great thing for up to 5 people, the family side of things. $199. My producer Bailey just said she's going to include Dennis's email, which is how you start this whole thing, in our podcast link. So once again, Dennis's email, if you want to not wait for that, just go to Dr. Dennis Sanchez at performai.ai. Dr. Dennis Sanchez at performai.ai and get this purchase. Talk about it, you know, as we said last week, Dennis, when you were so kind to offer this, talk about a great Christmas gift, a gift that just keeps on giving, right?
The family.
An ROI gift. Yeah, return on investment gift. My gosh, that's just unreal. All right, so let's hustle through our next points, bro.
Yeah.
The technology side of things. Yep, the technology side of things. So as we said at the beginning of the show, I don't know in our lifetime, for those of us that are, got a few gray hairs, if we'll ever see any type of technology so phenomenal as we experience right now. It is a game changer. AI is a game changer. Starting a business used to require massive budgets, big teams, lease commitments, on and on and on. It's
Mhm.
not the case anymore. Generative AI can write your marketing copy. It can design your logo, as my wife just did this weekend with AI. It can analyze data, as I just did, I think, 3 times today. It can even build apps, something we are working very diligently. We want to get our own app created for all of you. The teens, they're already using AI for school projects. 70% of U.S. high school students used AI tools last year. Holy moly, Dennis. Platforms like Shopify, Etsy, you can launch your online store literally in a matter of a couple hours. You
Right.
really can. AI levels the playing field between families and big corporations. Man, I love your points right there. That just gives me goosebumps. Just gives me
There
goosebumps.
just isn't any excuse not to move forward with an idea because
No,
it's
there isn't.
the risk is so low.
Yeah, you really have none. Your time, right? But again, I love your point about you can go right up to, put something on Spotify or Etsy or something. Um, any of those sites similar to that. There's hundreds of them now.
And you know what a norm is? Most of these companies allow you to try out their tools for 30 days or 14 days, whatever, before you make even
You're
the
right.
smallest
That's a great
commitment.
point.
So you can try just about anything
You're
out
right.
there first to make sure it's the right thing.
Yep, absolutely. So let's see. You go spend $20 on the kind of the advanced version of Copilot or Chat GPT. You go try, some of these funnel systems and these different things that are out there, as you were just mentioning. Probably when it's all said and done, you may be spending $500 a month for unlimited income,
I wouldn't,
freedom, etc.
more like 250.
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling
know
you
I'm
with
being expensive.
volumes. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's not even at the most. Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
not.
yeah,
All right, let's talk about the cultural shift. The cultural shift, folks. As times change, and I don't care what your age is, everyone is looking for work-life balance, right? Everybody's always wanted it. Very few ever achieve it. Culture is on your side if you are seeking work-life balance. Entrepreneurship, it's cool. 62% of adults say it is a smart career move. And then after the pandemic, people want flexibility. They want meaningful work. Family business offers both of those. Imagine working on something you love with the people you love instead of being stuck in that rigid 9-to-5 grind. It's not just about income, bro. It's about the lifestyle and building the legacy.
I'm not a believer that there is such a thing as work-life balance if you really love what you're doing. That's just my own opinion. But if that's going to be out of whack for me, I want to be doing my own thing. And it doesn't even feel like there's an imbalance.
Right. No, that's a great point you bring up. Point number 5, unprecedented support and training opportunities. Finally, support is literally at your fingertips. It's everywhere, from online courses like we're telling you about that Dennis has put together, to local business centers, resources. They're everywhere. The White House even launched a national AI education initiative this year. Plus, you look at the communities on YouTube, TikTok, blogs, share their tips daily. You don't have to do this alone. There's a network ready to succeed. Folks, spend an hour, go on YouTube after you watch the show, our show on YouTube, and type in AI bots, type in AI prompts, type in anything, and you will have more information that you can sit there and watch. That's how you should be spending your evenings, learning about this stuff. That's what I do, folks. I do. I sit there and because I, like you said, I love what I do and I want to learn more and more about it. It's all available there. Bro, this is a great topic. Again, one of many that we're going to be doing on Familypreneurship. Again, thank you for putting together that course. Again, folks, $199. Just send Dennis an email, Dr. Dennis Sanchez at performai.ai. Again, we'll have the link on the podcast. I guess I got to say happy Thanksgiving in public to you.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Last thing I
Love you
wanted to say.
Love you, Bailey. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow on the Jon Sanchez.
Good luck, everybody.
See you.
Jon Sanchez is a registered investment advisor, and the opinions expressed by Sanchez Gaunt Capital Management, LLC on this show are their own and do not reflect the opinions of News Talk 780 or its parent company, Cumulus Media. All statements and opinions expressed are based upon information considered reliable, although it should not be relied upon as such. Any statements or opinions are subject to change without notice. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Information expressed does not take into account your specific situation or objectives and is not intended as recommendations appropriate for any individual. Listeners are encouraged to seek advice from a qualified tax, legal, or investment advisor to determine whether any information presented may be suitable for their specific situation. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.